In the book, I'm trying to give you some of the insights that I've gained from over 20 years in professional kitchens with what I've learned about how to cook at home. Fish, for many people, as I'm always told by my guests in the restaurant, can be intimidating. I'm trying to demystify it for you, to make it simple, and to give you some great basic ideas of what to do with it at home. I'm not trying to teach you how to recreate what I do in the restaurant at home, but I am trying to share with you some of the flavors, some of the tips and techniques that I picked up along the way that do work at home, that keep it basic, keep it simple, and keep it tasty. Today we're going to be making a dish of seared wild Alaskan king salmon with chanterelle mushrooms, corn, and cherries. It's a fantastic dish, very, very simple. We're going to start off by seasoning our fish, and we're going to season it with a little bit of salt and pepper on both sides. I like to season the fish generally about 5 minutes before we cook it, because I like for the seasoning, for the salt to penetrate the fish, and it really gives it a little bit of a better flavor. And then we're going to transfer it to a plate with a paper towel just to absorb a little bit of the moisture from the fish so we can get a good surface for searing. We're going to begin by cooking our vegetables. Preheat a saute pan, add a little bit of extra virgin olive oil and get it hot. We're going to add our chanterelle mushrooms, and then right away we're going to season it with a little bit of salt and pepper. The salt is going to help the mushroom release some of its liquid and cook a little bit more evenly. The mushrooms are going to cook for about 2 or 3 minutes. When we move on to the next step, here we're going to want to add a little bit of extra olive oil to the pan. And we're going to add our corn. And we're going to continue to cook for about another 2 minutes. If you get a little bit of coloring on the corn, that'd be great. Nice light golden will give you good caramelization, good flavor. Corn's naturally contains some natural sugars, so it'll caramelize in the pan nicely, give you some good flavor. And we're going to add some cherries. We've pitted and we've quartered the cherries, and we're just going to toss them to heat them through. Don't really want to overcook them too much. You don't really want to turn them into mush. And we're going to finish the dish with a little bit of fresh slivered parsley. I like to add parsley to a lot of vegetables because it lends freshness, brightness, almost a little bit of natural sweetness too. But it's one of those things that I like to call, in an example like this, using it in a way that it's going to provide an underlying layer of flavor. You shouldn't really be able to taste the parsley. You're not going to eat this dish and say, wow, that parsley is great. But it's going to add something to the dish. Now that our vegetables are cooked, we're going to set it aside for a moment, and we're going to move on to cooking our salmon. We're going to go ahead and we're going to sear our salmon. We've got our pan preheated. We're going to add a little bit of canola oil just to coat the bottom of the pan. And you can see when I shake the pan, when you see the oil start to shimmer, that's a sign that it's hot enough. Just going to flip it over. You can see a little bit of the moisture that's come out of the salmon. That's one of these tips that's going to let you get a better crust. When you add it to the pan, add it away from you, putting it down and then away. So in case there's a splatter, it splatters away from you rather than back onto you. And we're going to cook the salmon for about 2 minutes on this side till it starts to lightly caramelize. After about 30 seconds or so, if you want to give the pan a little bit of a shake, you can. We're going to pick up the edge, and you can see it's starting to turn golden brown. So what we're going to do is try to cook the sides a little bit. You can just use your spatula and hold it for a couple seconds, and we'll alternate the pieces. And then we're going to cook it on the other side. Okay, and then we're going to cook it for about 2 more minutes, till in our case here it's about a nice medium rare. So we're going to remove our fish from the pan, and we're going to put it onto a dish with a paper towel to absorb a little bit of the oil. Now we're going to plate our dish. Going to take our chanterelle, corn, and cherry mixture, put it in the center of the plate. Going to top it with our piece of seared salmon. And enjoy. And you can see here, perfect medium rare, just the way I like it. For more tips and ideas and recipes, you see my new cookbook, School of Fish.